journey starts, a moment of truth, a shift in heart. Together we rise, together we stand, with courage and love, we change the land, bringing hope, inspiring change. Every voice, every dream, we light the way, with words of power.
Mark, we're back.
Hey, Nick, welcome.
It is so good to see you. Welcome back to the Art of Encouragement. I'm Nick, and this is my brother and friend, Mark. We both are glad to be here today. Mark, go ahead.
Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be back into this platform, Art of Encouragement. I think Art of Encouragement has grown, evolved, and transformed. We're no longer the same people we were 2 years ago. I think we are different because we must. And this is kind of, like what is different in your life? How are you different from a year ago, from 5 years ago? And this is something, Nick, you shared. Let's celebrate all of your journey, whatever that is, 5 years, 1 month, 2 years, 3 years. Let's celebrate your journey. And acknowledge that. So I just want to start off with that.
That's awesome. The journey sometimes for any of us, it's paved with joy, and at times it's paved with doubt, despair, and there's sometimes where things are happening and we don't know how to process them. Is it good? Is it bad? Are we happy? Are we sad? Wasn't trying to rhyme there. But in all of those seasons, we need a friend. And Mark, you've been a friend to me now for we've known each other about 3.5, 4 years now. We've been doing this a couple of years. And it's so good to have a friend like you.
Yeah. I think we need people. There's no coincidences. There's a reason that we came together in this joint effort and partnership. There is a reason for that. And it's up to us to discover what that reason is and to do something. I think one of the best things we can do is to continue to inspire others. And while some may scoff or deny or discard the efforts of encouragement, I think there's a real power. You may watch this episode or any others, and you may bring a little bit of encouragement into your life. And that a little bit will make a difference in your home, in your family, in your work, in your school. And that's all it takes. I think we're a lot more connected than we're disconnected. And we, I think, don't value the presence of others in our lives as much. We could do more. And that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. We've been through seasons. And what I found, Mark, is that encouragement isn't just nice to have. It's necessary for survival, And right now, if we're honest, people everywhere seem stretched thin. You and I were talking, anxiety feels amplified. Suffering seems constant. And hope at times feels like it's slipping away. I think that's why this conversation today matters so much. It's not for us to deny reality. It's about shining light into that reality.
Yeah, absolutely. We need more encouragement every day. And the thing is about the encouragement, I have learned this. I don't know if you have as well. You got to let others encourage you, and let them encourage you. It's like, okay, you can't be the only one encouraging others all the time. Allow others to step into your life and say, hey, I see what you're doing, or can you go and pick up some groceries for me or do something? And it's going to encourage them. You say, sure, I'll do it. What else do I have going on in my life? but just to help you out.
That's it. People are carrying invisible burdens, you know, and at times, yes, especially if we have gone through things and people know of our triumph story, those are those mountaintops where we're going up. If maybe we're starting to deal with anxiety or depression or a workplace matter, and we feel like we're losing ourselves or losing the momentum where we are climbing, which is where I've been. Sometimes that well goes dry, and we need others to come back in and either help us to dig deeper and find the water source lower, or to move on and dig a new well. And that's I really feel like that's what I've experienced recently, because anxiety, you know, economic pressure, global unrest, and we've dealt with a lot of political division and just headlines that just bug us. Mental health struggles are at all-time highs. And yet words of encouragement can cut through the noise like oxygen to a suffocating soul, I believe.
Yeah,
And
and it's you so right on this. I also wouldn't put past too many people think, oh, my encouragement does not matter. How do you know? How do you know your encouragement doesn't matter? It matters.
it
Doesn't
matters.
doesn't have to be grand. Doesn't have to be huge. Could be just as little as you can, and I think that matters too. The other thing I wanted to point out is you mentioned some of your personal struggles, and I have as well in the previous episodes. You know what I have found, Nick, is that we have to come to the awareness to tell the truth about who we are. This is what I mean. Like, for example, you can say, well, I am a man, I'm an immigrant, right? Or son, I'm a son, a brother, a partner, and call yourself out to be truthful. Because when you are truthful, you encourage others to tell the truth. And stay encouraged, stay humble, stay kind, but don't forget to tell the truth. And when you tell the truth, you know what happens? You unburden yourself and you give others the environment and the understanding, like, it's okay, you don't have to pretend anymore. I see you as you are, I accept you. Let's stop with this fake pretending and pretense. Let's just see who we really are and accept each other, or find a way to accept each other. And that's what I'm talking about.
Authenticity. We
Yeah.
need authenticity. And that's part of, I could not, when I was struggling so much, it was hard, and that's why I didn't do it. I did not want to be here saying, let's go, when I didn't feel as though I could keep walking at that day. That authentic place that we draw from, it needs to be there. And I knew that I would look back on this last summer. I didn't know when that period would end, but if I'd kept going, it wouldn't have been truthful. It wouldn't have been authentic. And as people who are deeply planted, you know, at times hurricanes come and we get, even those roots can be affected. I'm so thankful that wasn't the case with me, but I saw the propensity there. And what you just said, Mark, is so true. I was reading in Proverbs recently, and Proverbs 12:25 says, anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word makes it glad. And that, it really, as I do struggle with anxiety, it And as we were talking about the cultural things going on, it's like these things are always in the background. And sometimes it's so loud, though, all of these things coming from different places, it drowns everything else out. Encouragement, it doesn't erase those things happening, but it reminds us that we're not alone in it. And that's the space that we share from. Encouragement, I believe, builds bridges where arguments build walls. Think about that, especially with what we're dealing with in our world today. Encouragement builds bridges, but arguments build walls. We have to ask ourselves when we're communicating with people and we're sharing maybe our perspectives, are we encouraging or are we arguing? If we are coming from a heart of encouragement and we're truly drawing from that well, what our conversation will leave anyone we speak with, regardless of what side we're on, it will say, I see you, even if I don't agree with you. I still see you. And that changes everything. What Plato said, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Can I get an amen?
Amen on a Friday afternoon, Friday morning. Absolutely.
So,
yeah, you're right. It's something that, and it can be easy to find discouragement around this. It's I think just a survival. A lot of people are just surviving now, but surviving is good. But what about thriving? There's this thing I wanted to share with you, Nick. Is last week I have rediscovered the power of thinking bigger than what you do now. Yes, you can do incremental work, and it works. But if you really want to go for that star, for that moon, and everything, you got to make your take a leap of faith, and just do it. And you and I both are people of faith. I rely on God. When you rely on God, you don't have to do everything by yourself.
No.
You let the divine or the powers you believe in to also help you. You allow it to help you. You let it in, and don't try to be a superhero. Not everyone is a superhero. Superhero still needs help.
It does. Even Superman needed his Lois Lane.
Exactly. I still haven't watched the latest Superman movie that came out this summer. I will. I don't know if you have seen it. I know
I'm not.
It's humorous. So I really want to take a look at it and just have fun with it. So if you're watching us today, have fun today. Have fun this weekend. Say hey, and when somebody says, "Why are you so much fun this weekend?" Well, I saw Nick and Mark, and they told me to have fun, so here I am. And just do some silly dance in the car with your loved one. Bring a smile to their face. I'm telling you, it will pay dividends to your relationship to yourself and to people around you. If it's foolish to love others, I'm a fool in love.
That's it. Maya Angelou, Mark, said that your legacy, it's not our book. It's not the performances that we've had and the speaking audiences we've spoken to. Your legacy is every life you've touched. So I want you to think about that. Your legacy is written. And for one person, it may be positive. For one person, it may be negative. And we can dwell on those pivotal moments those defining moments. But your legacy is also that Starbucks cashier that we wrote about. Your legacy is also that person that has just been bagging groceries all day, and your indifference is your legacy with them. You know, that call to be present, to really see people, could not be louder right now. See people, hear people. Don't be stuck in your own silo. Your silo can become a place where you lose everyone because you have to be right, or because it was not supposed to be this way. So many people are still stuck over a marriage that didn't work 20 years ago, or a job they lost that would have made all the difference. But here's the thing, they've lived 2 lifetimes since then. They could have reinvented themselves, but they are so stuck there that they don't see this door's open, this door's open. So often your legacy can be, I'm looking at this door that closed so long ago that I don't see possibility is all around me. And so many times that's where I find myself, Mark. You know, depression and anxiety are stifling, they're suffocating. And when we see cultural stress, when social media, and here we are on social media, but I want you to know today, if you're watching, that social media amplifies both comparison as well as isolation.
Yeah.
These feeds are nice, but don't think that you have to keep up with the Joneses just because they have a filter that you don't know how to add to their photo. Don't think that you have to keep up and lose where you are. Don't get in debt just because you're trying to be like your neighbors. Your journey is your journey. Your blessings are your blessings. Don't look at the other side of the lake just because the grass has some spray painted green on it that won't fade.
That is so good. That is so good.
You know, we see movements of kindness going viral every once in a while on the news. Small acts are still breaking through that noise, that hum, that paralyzing sound of desolation, of all hope is lost. You know, if I could say that our friends listening today need a challenge, would you agree with that, Mark? Something to do about this?
Sure. Yeah. What is it?
Send one message of encouragement today that says, I'm grateful for you. Mark, I'm grateful for you.
Thank you, Nick. I am for you as well, and for so
Absolutely.
many people that I value and treasure. Absolutely.
Mark, you have said this before, and I know we're about to end here, but in a world where you can be anything, be kind. In a world where you can be anything, because we can reinvent ourselves, we can give big keynote speeches, we can perform at Carnegie Hall, but our legacy, if that's all it is, your legacy is who you are, that essence. And if our essence is kindness, we will impact people who will remember us long after we're gone. Plant trees under whose shade you may never sit. Share this episode with someone who needs it today. Bring light, bring hope, and bring encouragement to the world around you. People are dying, literally dying. Young people dying because they couldn't take it anymore. I've lost so many friends who have given up because this world has not welcomed them. They have not heard their voice and they have not been seen. And I'm tired of losing people because the world is mean. Be nice, be kind, Really hear people, because they may never get a chance to say anything again.
Yeah. Powerful. Thank you, my friend, for sharing. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Let us know what you feel and what comes out for you when you watch us, when you interact with us. We value and look forward to everyone's feedback and to hope to see you next week.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Be encouraged and encourage the world around you.